Hey everybody, it's Matt Shue from Upright Health, and I'm here today with my buddy Josh Hash. And he's using his silent gun. And today we are talking about why strength and flexibility may not solve your problems. This is a topic that came up in a conversation that I had with my client, my Skype client, Marsha, who's up in Seattle, Washington. And she has had a bunch of problems with her right hip. She's been told she has FAI and all kinds of bad stuff with her hip. And she was looking for a way to get rid of the hip pain without surgery and with just doing different exercises. And so we have worked together for a couple months, and we've done a whole bunch of different exercises, different stretching. Her mobility has improved, her strength has improved, but she has discovered that the most important factor for her now in making things feel better is actually not the strength, not the flexibility, but something else entirely. And it's something that Josh can speak to from personal experience with anterior pelvic tilt. You want to clue them in on your history with
Yeah, well, I guess what you're getting at is it's the position of your body, or your posture, really.
Posture.
Right? Posture. So if I've talked about this in other videos before, if you have a problem and you go about fixing the problem with all the correct things that you're supposed to do, stretching certain muscles, strengthening other muscles, if you don't correct just your resting everyday posture, or the posture that you're supposed to be in when you do an exercise, then those exercises aren't going to necessarily do much for you. You can get stronger, you can get more flexible, but if you don't fix the position, then none of it, I don't want to say none of it matters, but you're not going to have the complete result that you're looking for.
Right.
So in terms of anterior pelvic tilt, if I strengthen my glutes a bunch, which we know that usually these are weak, and if I stretch out the front of my hips and I do all these things to strengthen my core, but I never fix, the position
rest
that I'm in, right? And I go in the gym and squat down like this and stuff, then I'm still going to have those anterior pelvic tilt issues, right? So it comes down to being very conscious of this position and fixing this throughout the day, right? And then once we're more conscious of this, now we can strengthen those muscles. Now we can become more flexible. We can do these other things. But yeah, I really believe that the position needs to probably be a priority, probably be the main priority.
Yeah, so with Marsha, it was a huge revelation to her once she started really paying attention to, hey, if I actually maintain this, then I can do movements that are otherwise really painful.
Right.
So she would notice, if she's in the house moving something around, if she allowed herself to go into anterior pelvic tilt, then as soon as she moved, a muscle would grab in the groin and it would just feel really sharp and painful. But if she corrected things, got that position back, woke up the right muscles, and then maintained that position while moving around, then it didn't bother her at all, and she'd feel really, really good. But as soon as she relaxes and forgets and starts going into her old movement pattern and her old postural habit, then that issue started coming back. And so what we want to be clear about is that it's not like strength and flexibility don't matter, because if you don't have the flexibility to achieve the correct position, that's a problem. If you don't have the strength to achieve the correct position, that's a problem. But even with those two things, corrected and fixed, if you don't pay conscious attention to maintaining proper standing form or proper squatting form, proper movement form, your body should and will tell you that you're doing it wrong. And it should and will tell you that by giving you some sort of discomfort. Right? It's trying to prevent long-term strain and damage and saying, hey, don't move like that. And if it hurts to move like that, you probably shouldn't be moving like that.
Right.
You have to figure out what that signal means. So that's been a really big revelation for her, and something that a lot of clients end up needing to learn too.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to add is a lot of the time, say using anterior pelvic tilt as the example, if you put your pelvis in the correct position, align your spine, then your muscles actually kind of want to work in the correct way.
Hopefully, yeah.
Right? Like, if you set up your body to move correctly, then a lot of the time it will. So when we get these, issues in the body, a lot of the time it comes from not being properly aligned, and things happen, right, because of our lifestyle and overuse injuries and stuff like that.
Or underuse.
Or underuse, yeah.
So, guys, to recap, strength and flexibility do matter, but they're not going to fix everything if you're not paying attention to moving the right way. Final little metaphor that I'll share that I shared with Marsha, is if I slam my thumb with a hammer, it's going to hurt. And it's a signal to me that I should probably not be doing that specific motion in that way. Maybe if I hit the hammer on the table, it's okay, but nailing on my thumb, probably not a good idea. It's a similar situation for her. If she goes into anterior tilt and moves, it hurts. If she actually stabilizes correctly and then moves, it doesn't hurt. So it's a really clear relationship, and it's a really clear signal, hey, do it this way, don't do it that way, and you're going to feel fine. So pay attention to coordination as well as strength and flexibility, and remember that pain sucks.
Life shouldn't.
If you liked the video, don't forget to like, share, and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.